We're off to see my buddy Jay at Self Barber Studio in Scottsdale. He's the only guy I trust with my hair and my beard. I've had my beard butchered too many times from people who said they knew what they were doing but didn't. This build is going to prove to be a bit of a challenge considering my size and how low the bike is to the ground. So I had to go out and get some help in the form of a lift. And so we're going to be product reviewing this lift at the same time as we use it. And let me show you what I got. The help that we got is this Pittsburgh Automotive 1,500 pound capacity ATV motorcycle lift. I'm sure you could read all that just as well as I can read it for you. This is going to help us get the motorcycle up off the ground a little closer to me. I may have to sit. I'd prefer to stand and work on it, but I may have to sit to do that. The only place you can get these, from what I understand, is Habor Frieght. Just a quick disclosure, I am not sponsored by Habor Frieght. I had to pay for this myself. It was not given to me, nor was I asked to review the product. So you know, when I tell you about it, it's going to be what I think. It's not biased in any way. Let's take this thing out of the box and see what it can do for us. First of all, when you get these straps off, slides right off fairly easily. We have our owner's manual, safety instructions, and I'm sure instructions on how to put the doggone thing together. Most guys would probably toss this off to the side. If I was younger, I'd probably do the same thing, but I've learned over the years that these are important. That's why they put them in there, right? Okay, what do we got? We got the handle. We got a piece there. A box of nothing, box of nothing. I guess it's just spacers. Okay. And looks like the hydraulic part of the device here. I'm going to assume that it goes this way, but we will not assume, because you know what happens when you assume, right? Let's get this. Oh, there's another part underneath here, like a foot lever. It feels pretty sturdy. At first, I was going to get a different one that they had. It had the same lift capacity as this one, but this one was almost $100 cheaper. Let's see how it goes. Put this off the side. Let's grab our destruction manual. It's got plenty of pictures. Shows you how it's supposed to look when it's done. Setup. Shows you how and which direction things go. Nice pictures here. Gotta secure the jack. As I was saying, the jack goes here. This way. Just finger screw that in there. Doesn't say to put this in yet, but I'm gonna. Alright. That just locks in so that the piece can't come out. This goes in on this side. The stop bar. Okay. Take this out, put this in. There we go. All I need to do is just tighten down some of those bolts that I just put in, and it looks like it's it. That holds it up while you let it down. Okay. I'll just move things around, slide it up underneath the bike. This is the finished product. As I was tightening a few things down, there was a couple things I noticed. Again, you do get what you pay for. As long as it does the job, it's okay. I'm not expecting, you know, things like this rubber protector to last for a long time. And I point that out because this is what you press with your foot to raise and lower, and this has already started coming out. Now, it doesn't look like there's much glue or anything in there, or whether they were just trying to hope that that little peg stayed in its little hole. I'll just have to get some like shoe glue or something and poke it in there, push down really hard or something. But anyway, so you pull it where you need to go. You step on this a few times and it brings it up. However high you need it to go. And when you want to take it down, or also forgot to mention, these little bits here lock into those little welded grooves there when it gets past it, so that if there's any failure in the hydraulics, it won't go down past that. So, but you push this down and it lowers it. So we're going to try it on this, see if we can't get it up and level to the point where I can get that motorcycle out. Again, this lifts 17 inches high, is as high as it'll go. The table that I wanted to get, again from Habor Frieght, was like 30 some odd inches, which means that's a good standing height to work on a motorcycle. This I'm still gonna have to crouch or sit on a stool as I work on the lower parts of the bike. Also, I'm kind of curious as how well balanced it's going to be, if it's going to teeter while on this when I'm wrenching down on parts and stuff like that. So we'll give it a try and see. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to come around this side this side of the bike to lift it up so you can kind of check it out as it's being lifted. However, because most of the, to take the engine out, I have to dismantle obviously the chain, take the chain off of the sprockets and things like that. And then, so I'm going to come in from this side when I'm working on it. So I don't have this handle. Even though this handle comes out, it's just a pin with a cotter pin in it. So I can just take the cotter pin and the pin out and remove the handle and get it out of my way for, you know, if I have to work on both sides of the bike. But what I'll do is we'll come around this side, lift it up, see how it works, how it handles the weight, where the sweet spot is on the bike for lifting. And then what I'll do is I'll come around this side, lift it so that I can start doing all the stuff I need to do to get this engine ready to take out. Is it completely through? It's not. All right. There we go. Let's try that. Can you see it on the other side? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and let go. Just let go with one hand.
That's scary. I'm going back inside before I back my head again.
Alright. For a moment there, I didn't think it was going to fit. Anyways, let's take a look at, I'm going to show you around the bike with this up on the lift. So here it is up off the lift. Looks like that's where the sweet spot is because it's, you know, pretty well balanced there. You can see how close it is to the edge there. And how close it is to the edge here. I think I'm going to have to drain the oil on the ground rather than up on the lift because I don't know where I put the drip pan to catch the oil. But while it's up here, I'm going to take all this linkage off for the rear brake and the foot peg and start at it, see what we can come up with. But I mean, I'm not shaking it real hard, but hard enough that if it was, you know, it could fall off, but it seems pretty sturdy. It's past the little locking, there's those little locking grooves I was telling you about, or bars, and that's the safety pin. So if the hydraulics went, it would drop, that would move about an inch. If I wanted to start working on it properly, I would slide it down so that it's locked into that third lock there. Also, if I wanted to make this more of a permanent thing, or while I'm working on it so it doesn't slide around on the rollers, I can use these pegs, these foot pegs here, and drop it to the ground so it lifts it up off. It basically acts as a lock and it won't move around at all. The other reason why I thought this would be great is once this motorcycle's finished and we start working on another one, I can easily move this one in and out, park it sideways in the garage if I need to, out of the way, and so forth. So it'll be a nice little motorcycle dolly, if you will. But anyway, well, I'm going to get to work on this, get some stuff taken off, and I'll get right back to you. I got the engine out. That's what it looks like without an engine and without the back swing arm and tire. Next we're going to get all this, but I want to get that engine up there on the bench, and it's just me. So I try to figure how I could do it without having to bend over as much, so I can get in and use my legs, lift properly. I have no idea how much that engine weighs. I really don't want to know until after it's done. I don't want to psych myself out. So what I did is I put my motorcycle lift down next to the side of the frame here on the right side. It was challenging, but it wasn't as challenging as I was thinking it was going to be. I had to kind of be creative because I don't have a lot of the tools that a mechanic, a true mechanic, would have. Oh, my finger's in the way there. So then what I did is I had my wife hold the steering wheel steady and everything to keep the frame all steady, while I had Beatrice with the jack there jack up the engine after I removed all the mounts and all the bolts and everything holding it into the frame. She jacked it up and I pulled it through the hole onto the motorcycle lift that was laying next to it with that nice big thick piece of padding, and then I just pulled it on and laid it onto the jack. And now I've jacked up the motorcycle lift as high as I can get it so that I'm not bending over much. I can get my legs, I can get into a squat, I can pull that into me and lift it up. My nice Brazos Drive-In Theater t-shirt is going to get even more mucky, but because, I mean, heck, look at this. I don't know if you can see that. Let's get out of the way of the light. But just look how black and oily and gunky all that is from a leak somewhere. This whole engine is just, yeah, it's yucky. Right? Alright. That there is our engine.
I know a little bit of everybody, man. Yeah.
Danny's the guy if you need something here in the Phoenix area. He knows, and California, right? You even go out to California. Yeah. But, he's definitely a good guy to have on your side. But we're going to actually go and we're going to do a segment with you on focusing mostly on your art stuff that you do too. Your skateboards that you do. What other types that you do, like grind art on shapes and things like that. And you have your website up, your own website up yet, or is it just a Facebook page?
Just I don't really use Facebook too much.
Instagram.
I use Instagram a lot. Instagram is my networking.
So we'll put a link to Danny's Instagram page in the comments section or in the description section below. Go check it out because you've got some. He's very modest when he talks about his own stuff, but it's, well, your business is Dopeness, right? So it's very dope. It's really good stuff. I mean, you got pieces all over. I mean,
Yeah.
people commissioning you to do all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to work here with Danny, he'd have different pieces out on the drying racks out here for people to pick up of different things on a regular basis. Things from welding helmets.
Welding helmets, cups.
Yeah, cups. I forgot about the cups. All this custom hand-painted stuff, pinstriping, just amazing. So I have no doubt that this and all the other parts, the fenders and other pieces that we're going to do on this bike are not going to just scream. I mean, in fact, you even did a whole bike in a magazine.
Yeah, it's I forgot what the magazine's called, but I'm waiting for the issue to come out. It's supposed to come out this month, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah.
As soon as you get it, I want to get a copy and then we can share it with our viewers too.
Yeah, it's I wish I knew what it's called.
It's all right. I forget things all the time.
But that bike was a really good bike. 'Cause nobody's ever done like full graphics on the frame.
Oh, so the frame has got graphics
The frame's
too.
got graphics. If you look at the bottom where the gears are at, like the reflection of all the chrome, you can see all the graphics. Like just
Oh,
places,
really?
You won't even, just graphics in places that just, you won't even see it
You
unless
wouldn't
you're
even
looking
know.
at it.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
definitely a show bike.
Yeah, it's a show bike, but they rent it.
Oh, yeah.
It's in Florida right now.
Is it? Is it for your friend over here that you were telling me
With
about?
yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
One day I'd like to meet him too.
Yeah, I met him because I built, I did a few tanks for him when I first started out, man. So,
Yeah.
you know, his were the first motorcycle tanks I ever did.
Oh, that's cool,
Just
man.
told me to do whatever you want, and he picked them up, and he actually wanted to pay me more money.
Those are the type of clients that you want to have. It's just like, hey, you're the artist. Do what you want, you know. And
I was just excited to do it, man.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, a lot of times people are just specific to what they want. When somebody gives you like full freedom, artistic freedom,
Yeah.
that you, I don't know, it's just,
it's nice.
it's more about like loving doing it and doing it for the money, you know?
Yeah, because they appreciate who you are and what you do, your skill set that you've done.
Yeah.
You know, you were also when I was here, you were doing a truck, doing some parts for a truck in SEMA,
Oh,
right?
yeah, my
The
buddy.
SEMA truck.
Yeah.
And how'd that turn out?
Oh man, that truck's dope.
Do we have some pictures on that?
Yeah, got some
Cool.
pictures of that, but the guys at Truckworks put it all together and they finished all the stuff. You know?
Nice.
So,
I'd like to see that, and then we can post those too. And,
yeah, that's a
we
real
could
cool
do-
truck, man.
is it?
And we got hit up for another SEMA truck this year, so we'll do another one.
Cool.
So,
For the same guy?
no.
Oh, different company. Cool.
Yeah,
Well, that'll be cool.
do a lot
Well,
of
man.
stuff, man.
I appreciate you. This is gonna be awesome.
You and I are gonna be good friends doing this thing.
You bet. This is gonna be awesome. And I appreciate everything you're doing for me and all the contacts that you have. This bike is gonna be,
It's gonna be real cool, man.
is gonna be,
Yeah. Not a lot of people do that stuff. You know,
No.
I had one guy comment on, he didn't comment, he sent me a message. He's like, oh, you know, that's not gonna work and this and that. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just art. If you prep it right, it'll be
Yeah.
fine, man. So I looked at his work and I'm like, yeah, I can see why he would say that, you know.
yeah. It's all about, like you said, it's the prep, you know, just as much as it is the finish.
Yeah.
If the base isn't done right, what you put on top isn't gonna stay or stick.
Yeah,
And,
I've done it a bunch of times. Never had anybody come back, so.
nice. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't finish my bike fast enough. It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be cool. And I think this is going good. I'm amazed at how you're able to get your curves spot on. You know, for me, I'd have to do a template here and then flip over a template and do it. You did all this by hand, didn't you?
Yeah, but you're giving away all the secrets, man.
What you used?
Giving away the secrets.
You used a template? You didn't use a template for that.
I used the old school pinstriping technique.
Oh yeah?
They showed me, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of chalk and tape.
Yeah. But it's still all by hand. It wasn't computer.
No, it's all by
Yeah.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would have just gone on the computer, designed it all up, printed off a template, and made the thing.
That's too easy, man.
That's where the artist comes in, is visually you can see. I mean, you look at this from the top, and you see the line here, and you see the line here, and they're perfect. They're right where they're supposed to be. So I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I consider myself an artist, but I just amazes me.
Yeah. Yeah, I amaze myself too. I don't know how to do it, man. Just do it.
Yeah, the moment you showed me that picture, remember that picture you showed me of the tank that had something similar to this
Yeah,
underneath
yeah.
the clear? I knew we had to do that.
I was glad you did want to do that, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, you know. That's why I sent it to you.
Gave you the canvas.
Little idea. Here you go.
Nice.
So one of my.
I like the purple one.
That's
Aren't
the
those
purple that's
cool?
on the flooring now.
That's the guy that I made this for. He's the guy that does all my logo editing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then if you turn it upside down, you got another car.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's sweet. This is very similar to the orange that we're going to be
Yeah. It's
putting on the tank. Yeah.
Similar.
That is awesome. That's cool.
There's stuff like that.
Two of my favorite colors too.
Yeah. I gotta restore that ice chest.
Oh, are you going to restore the ice chest?
Yeah.
Sweet. I remember having one of those when I was a kid.
Metal flake with the Mexican blanket on top.
Oh, an actual Mexican blanket or painted
No,
Mexican?
painted Mexican.
Painted Mexican blanket.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little red one. Same style. Is that a Coleman?
I don't know what it is. I just know what picked it up. And it's been in there ever since.
Yeah, it's a Coleman.
It's one of my buddies. Actually, this guy does a lot of hydraulics and fabricating, so I might hit him up to do stuff on the
Yeah.
motorcycle. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell him, hey man, since I'm hooking you up on this,
Yeah, come
talk me up.
Yeah,
Well,
give him my
you know, I'll
contact.
hook you up, man.
Yeah, introduce us for sure.
He's a real cool dude, and we're doing our first photo shoot with him in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah? Sweet.
Yeah, he's got a 65 Impala convertible.
Okay.
Maybe you might want to come by,
Yeah, definitely.
do the photo shoot thing.
Definitely.
That could be a good little episode for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So take advantage of that, man.
All right, well, we've come to the end of episode 4. And as usual, we put a sticker on the sticker board. I do have to say, I had a sticker from my friend Blake Davis at Davis Signs and Graphics, but I can't find it. It's somewhere in the car, I'm sure. But, so I'll get one from you later, Blake. Beatrice and I and Mom, we went to Dolce Churro Cafe, and great place for some desserts. And we picked up a sticker while we were in line, didn't we? So where are you going to put it? Any idea? Oh, okay. Wait, you didn't get all of it. See how that's flat? There's another piece there. Okay, here. Right there. There's Dolce Churro Cafe. They're in Gilbert, up off of Higley and Baseline. So if you're ever in Gilbert, Arizona, and you want to try something really interesting and yummy, feel free to go over there. It's good. We like it, right? I keep forgetting.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
You just added a comment in there, I think.
Yeah.
It's
Just comment.
comet,
Comment.
like the thing in the air that goes across the
Yeah.
sky. Okay. So like, subscribe, and share.
And comment.
And comment. Wait a minute, did you go 5, 4, 3, and then turn on the recording? It's supposed to be 5 seconds from
It doesn't matter.
hairdresser. You're not gonna get. Oh, crap. There goes my phone. Oh, fart. For a moment there, I didn't think it was gonna fit. Resonate Media Design, this is Jeff.